$180 billion. That's what our boy Mark Zuckerberg plans to invest over the next 10 years in the metaverse. Other major players such as Microsoft are investing insane amounts of cash in the virtual space as well, aiming to revolutionize the way we interact as a human species. So, what do virtual reality and crypto have to do with each other? And which metaverse cryptocurrencies are at the top of my list right now? You're about to find out. Let's enter the metaverse. You've probably heard about the metaverse a lot recently, especially with Facebook rebranding as Meta, whose focus now is to create a mainstream metaverse. Microsoft is also racing to be a top player, acquiring Activision for $69 billion. However, the dominant player in creating the metaverse is yet to be determined as more and more technology companies start entering the space. And what's equally important right now are the cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies that will play a foundational role in developing the metaverse. There are already quite a few metaverse cryptocurrencies and projects in development. Something to keep in mind is that a lot of these are speculative, which means that they carry a high risk. We still don't know if Meta, Microsoft, or another large player will be the predominant influence on what the metaverse eventually becomes. This is a big deal because who that major player is could have a direct impact on partners and cryptocurrencies that actually get adopted into the overall metaverse. I can't stress enough, it's super early, and a lot of these metaverse concepts are very elementary. Keeping that in mind, these projects could result in major gains or losses. But before we talk about the projects, let's take a moment to understand what the metaverse really is. Most people think of the metaverse as simply a virtual reality game. I don't know about you, but as a kid, my parents told me not to sit too close to the TV or it could damage my eyes, but now we're literally strapping TV screens to our faces. Some people even argue that games like Fortnite, World of Warcraft, and Second Life are already metaverse-esque. If you're thinking this as well, you're not really wrong. Gaming is a great way for people to start conceptualizing the metaverse right now, but if we look into the future, we're going to be in for a wild ride. The metaverse is being hailed as the future of the internet and will have a substantial impact on how we interact as a human species. Think of it like a virtual reality MMO, where millions of people can come together in an immersive, unified experience. You won't just interact with the media, but be a part of it. You'll be able to shop, work, hang out with friends, play games, and even work out. The environment will be comprised of augmented reality, virtual reality, social media, online gaming, and blockchain. Now we just need to figure out how to get our fluffy friends like Andy into the metaverse. Any functional society needs an economy, and the metaverse won't be immune to that. People will trade, shop, and make payments in those virtual worlds, and that's where these cryptocurrency projects come in. So, let's get into the good stuff. The first metaverse project on my list is Axie Infinity. This game is one of the most popular blockchain games with over 8.3 million players, which is pretty impressive considering this game is not free to play. You need characters called Axies to battle, which you can purchase from the official marketplace or rent from other players. These Axies are actually NFTs that can be bred with other players to get rarer and even more unique Axies. At first glance, this sounds a lot like a game and not really a metaverse project. However, this game recently added the ability to purchase virtual land and plans to expand its sights on eventually being able to build cities within these virtual worlds. In terms of market cap, AXS is the biggest and most valuable metaverse crypto project on the list. Next up is Sand, which is the crypto of the sandbox. From playing the sandbox myself, I feel it's an interesting concept, although still a bit elementary. Essentially, the sandbox is a virtual environment where users can interact with each other and explore. You can access it yourself through a computer or a VR headset, and you can either purchase sand or get it from creating and selling NFTs within the game. You can also use your sand to purchase land in the game, which has been on the radars of large companies who hope to be able to advertise eventually on their plots. And while the concept of sandbox is pretty simple, it still managed to gain a ton of traction with celebrities such as Snoop Dogg and deadmau5, who have partnered with the sandbox to hold virtual concerts. Third on the list is Mana, which is the official crypto of Decentraland. For NFT owners, Decentraland became the prime outlet to put their NFTs on display for the world to see. As a decentralized game, all the game's assets are controlled by the users. So the whole game is essentially controlled by gamers who create and own assets on it. Even Sotheby's in New York City bought a plot of land in Decentraland and created an iteration of their New York City headquarters. The fourth project we'll be discussing is Alluvium. I'm a total gaming nerd, so this project is really exciting, but it's also a little risky since it's so new. The gameplay footage from the private beta looks pretty good, but long-term this game has a lot to live up to in terms of expectations. Basically how it works is you'll start by customizing a character and selecting a sidekick drone character. You'll be able to explore the world and fight and capture alluvials. You'll also be able to play for free in the beginning, which is different from many other Metaverse games which require payment up front. Essentially, the goal of the game is to explore different areas, battle, and collect alluvials. It sounds a little bit like Pokemon, which I don't hate. So, you're probably wondering where you can purchase these cryptocurrencies. I've included links in the description of this video with the exchanges that offer each of these, so don't forget to check that out. And before we wrap up, I want to know what you think of the Metaverse. Is it the future of the internet or just an overhyped idea? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.